I'm here with Anne from Happy Fun Pants. Welcome, Anne.
Thank you.
And we're going to talk a little bit about your blog today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it and how you got started?
Well, my blog is basically about my life. So usually it's funny. I try to have it be funny, and sometimes it's not. But it's about my life. It's about the things that happened to me. And I got started actually. I joined MySpace several years ago, and they used to have a part where you could put blog posts before I even really knew what blogs were and what blog posts would be. And so then I found out that they only kept your most recent 5, and by then, I wanted to at least save the stuff that I had written. So that's basically why I got started in like my own blog, was because I wanted to be able to chronicle and keep the stuff that I had written, to show kind of, I don't know, where I'd been and how I got there.
So, one of the things that we had talked about previously is about having more than one blog. Do you have that addiction?
I do. I do. I have this one, the From the Mixed Up Files of Happy Fun Pants, and then I have another one which is Smaller Fun Pants because about a year and a half ago I decided that I wanted to be healthier in mind, body, and spirit, and so I realized that to talk about both of them just on one blog would be kind of difficult because I had so many thoughts that I wanted to just process. So I kept the From the Mixed Up Files of Happy Fun Pants, and then I started the Smaller Fun Pants as a way to kind of really more to process that. In fact, I actually kind of hid that one from other people and didn't market it, didn't refer to it, didn't do anything with it, and then slowly started letting people in to be able to comment themselves. So I have kind of two very different aspects of me. In fact, the Smaller Fun Pants one is not funny, I don't think at all. And then the Happy Fun Pants one, I try to be as funny as possible. So,
Do you feel like your main purpose in connecting with other people?
yeah, that's probably my favorite thing about blogging is to be able to be a part of somebody else's life. And in the Smaller Fun Pants one, which is more of a healthy living blog, I think it's easy to concentrate on weight. I think there's a ton of blogs that are about weight out there, so I think that's probably a natural connection. But I try to have that blog not be only just about weight. I try to have it be about healthier, all different aspects of health.
So is this basically a hobby for you, or do you...
Oh, that's a great question. When I started started because I wanted to keep in contact with people, and I wanted to process. And then I think as I got some positive feedback, I thought, well, this is a lot of fun, and and all my stories were new and fresh, so it was easy to come up with fodder and things like that. And so I started really reaching out in kind of two different segments. One would be the very funny life segment, and then one was more of like a healthier living kind of aspect. And I reached out to both of those kind of big groups, and there are superstar bloggers in each one of those sides. And I started thinking, well, why not me? If other people could do it, why couldn't I do it? And I think that I did have aspirations for it. I still do. But I think I'm more aware of what the kind of pressure would be to come up with something every day that is in that genre that I'm choosing to write in. And I think that people feel, just because of the nature of blogging, I think people feel like they have a right to comment on what you're putting out there, and I want them to comment on what I'm putting out there. But some of the stuff that people comment on is pretty harsh, pretty mean, and so I think that it would be really great to blog professionally. I just think I'm not really sure that that's what I want. I guess, that there's some costs associated with that too. But I mean, Deuce. Heather Armstrong, she is amazing. I mean, and she has paved the way for so many of us bloggers out there. And one of the things that I absolutely love about her blog is that she seems very genuine. She shares the funny and she shares the not funny. And I really think that that's probably a very hard line to balance. And there are people that are very vocal in the blogging community about how much they dislike her. And I'm amazed by that because even if you don't like her content, even if you think that she's offensive, she's paved the way for you to be able to have a blog yourself. Mm-hmm. And but I mean, she and her husband, they live off of what she does for blogging. And I think that that's got to have a lot of freedom involved in it too.
Mm-hmm.
But it comes with a lot of responsibility, I'm sure, and a lot of pressure. So I'm not sure.
It makes me think about what's going to happen in the future. Where is it going to go from here? Where can it go from here? I mean, do you have any thoughts on what you would like to see, or where you think it can go from here?
You know, there's some good things and there's some bad things. I think the first person I knew that had a blog in my life was probably 8 or 9 years ago. And I remember getting a link to it, and I remember thinking, this is so bizarre. I don't want to read this. I don't want to be a part of this, because it was like reading a diary entry. And I just felt like, and it wasn't even anything so heartfelt or personal, but it was more information than what I needed to know. You know, it was like, today we went to the store and we bought this, and, you know, this gives my child gas. And I'm like, I don't need to know that. I don't ever want to put it in the file of stuff I don't want to know. And so I think,
little did you know Twitter was on the way, right?
exactly, which I think is kind of why I haven't embraced Twitter and Facebook as much, because I have a hard time thinking that people are sitting around wondering, and I just wonder what Anne is doing right this moment. I can't get on with my life without knowing. Is she having a grilled cheese sandwich? Is she in a movie? What is she doing? You know, so I think that I have a hard time kind of maybe embracing both of those things. So, you know, and I think that's, the good news is I think that blogging is coming out and people are able to share their thoughts and their ideas much more readily. And I think that is fantastic. In the blogs that I read, I care very much about the people that produce that art, you know, that produce their posts. I really care. If they're expecting babies, I want to know, is their baby healthy? You know, what happened? And I've never met most of these people face to face.
Well, Anne, before I let you go, we have to ask one silly question. That question is, if you could be any kind of fruit, what fruit would you be?
I'm going to go with a nectarine. I'm going to go with a nectarine because it's tart and it's sweet and it's juicy. It's not furry, because, you know, peaches. I can't be a part of peaches. It's you know, texture-wise. But it's, you know, and you know that you're holding. It's not like a small, like, berry, you know?
Well, thank you very much, Anne. We appreciate your time, and you had some great insight. Come back and visit anytime.
Thanks. I had a fun time. Thanks.